All right, well, welcome to your mini yoga flow. So if you're using two blocks, I recommend setting them towards the back of your mat. We're going to use them for a little bit of extension through camel. And you can have them on whatever setting feels really helpful. You might want to play around with that once we get there, so whatever feels really comfortable for you. But we're actually going to start in an extended lifted child's pose. So sitting back towards the heels, maybe you have a blanket under the knees for extra padding. And with the hands about 12 or so inches away from the knees, come into a more cow-like spine, extending through the chest, and then pushing into the hands, round the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest like a cat. Come into the extension, more cow-like spine, and then that flexion or rounding cat-like spine. And this is where we're going to begin. So if it feels helpful, maybe take a few deep breaths as you gently move through here. Feel that articulation through the vertebra. Moving really gently through the body. And then we're slowly going to start to add on. So feel free to use those blocks behind you. Lift your arms up. We're going to take everything to the right to begin. So maybe your hand comes to the floor, maybe it comes to the block. Rather hand or the floor, we're going to lift the hips, reach the left arm overhead at the diagonal to the right. So we're going to move really slowly the first round so you can feel the sensations in the body and how that feels through the hips, through the quads, through the shoulder. Slowly lower your hips back down. We're going to take both hands over towards the left side of the mat, stacking the right hand on top of the left. So you're kind of like in this wonky tabletop. Press through the hands, and we're going to lift our right leg back, keeping the knee bent. Pause for a moment here. Embrace the wobbles, the instability of this offset tabletop position. Take a deep breath here. Slowly lower the right knee back towards the floor. Cartwheel the arms back to that single side camel with the overhead reach. And we're just going to flow between those movements a couple of times. So hands over towards the left long edge, stack the hands, donkey kick the leg. As you lower the knee, cartwheel the arms back, lift the hips. And really be curious in the sensations here. When something feels wobbly or unstable, really look inward towards your strength. Let this be really introspective. And let's just take two more here, just exploring. And we're going to add on a little bit. So let's start from that half camel diagonal. Well, hello. Come into that tabletop. Now this right leg is actually going to step forward in a low lunge. So once you have that sensation, keep the tabletop round the spine, pull the shoulder blades away from the spine. Come back into your neutral spine, sweep that leg back behind you. If you have an animal, maybe hurdle over them. Lower the knees, come back into that diagonal camel. All right, let's put all of that together. Coming forward, stacking the hands, extending the leg. Stepping the foot forward, low lunge, rounding the spine. Sweeping the leg back through, flexing through the spine. Lowering down, camel at the diagonal. Maybe things are starting to get a little bit more familiar, a little bit more stable feeling. And really take a moment to appreciate how quickly the body adapts to the demands. So think back to how the first one felt, maybe really wobbly, maybe even that sense of falling over. But notice how quickly the nervous system adapts and supports. And let's finish this one here. And then the next time you come into that low lunge, pause for a moment. So go ahead and finish here. Take the rounded spine. And then we're going to cartwheel like we're coming to that camel posture we were just in, but in the low lunge. So reaching back towards that block, it probably won't reach. And the other arm reaches up just like you did in that half camel. And explore how this sensation feels to the spine and the hips. So now we're going to put all of that together. Bring the hands back to the stacked position on the left side. Round your spine. Lengthen the spine, sweep the right leg back. And then come into that camel with the arm across. And flow this, maybe matching it to your breath if that feels really helpful. And adding on that low lunge reverse revolve, just like you did in that half camel. And just keep flowing, peeling off, adding on. And take it 2 more times at your own pace. And I've got one more round, so maybe you do 2 depending on your pace. Oops, I forgot to sweep the leg back. Now from your low lunge, pause. Bring everything back to center, hands to heart, Andale Mudra. Now tuck your back left toe under, firmly press your right foot into the floor, and lift up into crescent lunge. So left knee somewhat over the left ankle, back leg is really strong. However, it feels better to bend that back knee. By all means, please do so. And we're going to open the arms into the cactus shape, taking a little back bend and exploring the sensations through the front body. Take 2 deep breaths here. Now keep exploring this front body. We're going to reach the hands back behind us, maybe grabbing opposite elbows or opposite wrists, and then open the chest even more, pushing the thoracic bend into your arms to support you. Maybe the chin stays tucked if that feels better on your neck, or you can let the head fall back. Again, just exploring the sensations in your body. From here, lift back into crescent, reaching the arms overhead. Now we're going to make a little circle flow here. Drop your back heel, reach your arms to the back of your mat, bending your left knee. So you're like in a skater position. Keep your feet the way they are, but switch the bending. So bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, open up, extended side angle. Keep the feet the way they are, switch just the upper body, reverse warrior. Let's go through that one more time, and then we're going to make it really fluid. Pick up the back heel, crescent lunge. Lower the back heel, bend the left leg, straighten the right leg, skater. Switch the bending and straightening of the legs into extended side angle. Take it up and back, reverse warrior. Now we're going to want to try to create like a circle or a really fluid motion here. So come into crescent. Push back into skater. Maybe you fold at the bottom of the circle as you open into extended side angle. And circle up and over as you come into reverse warrior. Crescent lunge. Skater. Folding as you come into extended side. Circling up and back as you come into reverse. Now take that 3 more times at your own pace. And just see how fluid you can make the movements. Maybe getting lost in the breath. Last time here. And this time from your reverse warrior, just cartwheel the hands to the floor, pick up that back heel, step your right foot back to meet your left foot, lower your knees, step back onto your heels. Let's take 3 rounds of that extended child's cat-cow. All right, we're gonna do that whole set on the other side. So bringing your left hand behind you, either to the floor or to the block, lifting up into that half camel, reaching the right arm at the diagonal. Cartwheel the arms to the right long edge of your mat, stacking hands. Take the left leg up. Pause on this first one. Ooh, it's really unstable. And embrace the wiggles. Maybe this side feels a lot more challenging than the other. It sure does for me. But keep this in mind, how this first one feels as we compare it throughout the rest of the flow. All right, let's bring that knee back down. Half camel, reaching at the diagonal. Awkward tabletop with the knee bent lift. And move really slowly so you can really feel the sensations in the body. Let's take 2 more, and then we'll add on the low lunge. And notice how that wonky tabletop is adapting. Now this time, as you sweep that left leg back, step the left foot forward. Press into the hands, round the upper back. Come back into flexion, sweep the left leg back. Ooh, that transition is difficult. Half camel. So just adding on that low lunge. First time's always a little tricky, but the body adapts in this brilliant way, meeting the challenges. Now after this next one, let's add on that reach back in the low lunge, mimicking this camel motion. So just cartwheeling the arms up and back, and then coming back through the steps. And take one more here. And this time, hold your low lunge. Unravel the upper body. Bring your hands to heart. Tuck your back right toes under. Pick yourself up into your crescent lunge. Adjust the legs, however feels supportive for you, and open into your cactus arms, little back bend. Don't step on your pet. Notice how this back bend feels, and then grab opposite elbows, have something to push into, and notice how that changes the sensation. And then release. Let's make that circle flow. We'll go together really slow, And then we'll do 6 times on our own. Crescent lunge, skater to the back, extended side angle, and then reverse warrior. So we're just switching the arms and the legs. I think Yuki's ready for Shavasana. All right, open that up. She's getting real comfy. Now see how fluid you can make this. And we'll take 6 on our own. I just invite you to get really lost in the movement and in the breath. And take your final 2 rounds. And if you're moving a little faster, that's okay. On your last round, though, coming out of reverse, we will just cartwheel towards the earth if that's where you are. So from your reverse warrior, cartwheel towards the earth, pick up your back heel, step your left foot to meet your right. Lower your knees to the floor. Drop through the hips. And we're going to do a double camel to finish. So blocks can be really helpful here. Lifting up. Fingertips either on the floor or on the blocks. One more extension through the hips and through the back and chest. Take a deep breath in. And lower the hips back down towards the floor. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. I hope your body feels refreshed and you feel a little bit more centered and introspective. Have an amazing rest of your day, and until next time, be well.